Let's place the marker in the first row where we're doing marker placement here to leave for ourselves for later. So we are going to need a removable stitch marker. And as ever, we're going to slip the first stitch with the yarn in front. Then we'll knit 2 together on this row. And then we're going to place the removable stitch marker on the bump at the base of the next stitch. So grab your removable stitch marker, slide it through the bump at the base of the stitch, like that, and then proceed on with the rest of the row. So now you will knit that stitch regularly, and that removable stitch marker will remain here for us to use later. Here we are ready to do the next stitch marker row. So we're going to slip the first stitch with the yarn in front, and then place the stitch marker in this bump here, the bump at the base of the next stitch. You could actually leave the stitch on this needle. Might make it a lot easier to deal with, rather than having one stitch kind of floating tenuously on one needle. If I just go through this second stitch and lock that in. Wow, that's a lot easier. All right, so I will now slip this one with the yarn in front and then work across. So we've marked the stitch, and then if you trace, you'll see that it's the same column of stitches, and that really just helps us break out and note where we're going to be doing what we need to do. The last 2 rows here get a little funky, but because what we're trying to do is we're trying to really round off this shape. And so we've got a little few tricks here that we're going to do to try to really create a rounded edging here. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to do what we've always done. We're going to slip the first stitch with the yarn in front, and we're going to knit the next stitch. And now using our left needle, we're going to pass the second stitch here, the outer stitch, over the inner stitch. Now we're going to knit 1. And now we're going to use the right needle tip to grab the outer stitch on the left needle here and pass it up and over the inner stitch, and then we'll knit that stitch. And that takes us down to 3 stitches. So we've passed the outside over the inside on both edges of this, taking us down to 3 stitches. So as ever, we're going to slip this first stitch with the yarn in front, knit these 2 together, and then we're going to pass this slipped stitch over the inner stitch. All right, so that still does look a little pointy, but there are ways we can make this look a little more rounded again. So we're going to cut this yarn long enough so we can weave in the end. Now I want to pull on this loop until that yarn comes through. Let's just see, why is this not working? Usually you can just pull on this and it just zips right out, but it's just really fighting me today. So you can see here we've got a nice rounded edge, and we're going to weave in the end to the left to try to complete this curve, and then we'll tidy up this little extra blippy hole there at the same time. So we want to go in this direction here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under both legs of the next stitch. So you can see my yarn, my stitch is kind of coming out of this stitch here. We're going to skip that one, and we're going to go to this one and go under it. Okay, so that's pulling that over, and it's always good to go and look at the front of the work just to make sure that we like what we're seeing. So I do like what I'm seeing. So now I'm going to work from the front of the work so I can really make sure I'm doing a good job of keeping things beautiful. And what I want to do is I've got this open gap here. So here is the bump, and you can see this is the top of that hole, this bit right here. And so I'm going to go under the bump beside it. Go through that, and I can see right there that's actually the knit 2, it's a knit 2 together or an SSK. It's one of our decreases. And then I'm going to go over where that top bit was at the top of the hole. and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to pull on it, and that should pull the top of that down and kind of fill up that hole. So I'm going to go through to the other side now, not going through the hole, but actually going through the fabric to the side of the hole. I'm going to tug on this, make sure I like what I'm seeing. Everything's looking pretty good. That's a pretty smooth, rounded edge. And now I'm going to weave in the end. So I can do whatever I want. This might be opening up a little bit, so maybe I'm going to go and I'm just going to snag through that ply a little bit, come down somewhere else, snagging that a little bit, and just close that up. So let's see how that's looking. From the back, it's not too bad, and from the front, it looks good. So now I feel like I can weave in these ends, or this end. We're going to leave this one for later. And so I'm just going to go up and away from this bottom bit, because there's very few stitches to weave to use to weave in. So now that I'm up and away, I'm just going to do a little bit of like sort of a duplicate stitch weaving in. So I'm going to go here to here. I'm going to split through this ply right here. Then I'm going to go down. So I split this one. I'm going to go down here. This yarn now goes under these two stitches. Yeah, there are lots of ways to weave in ends. You do the one that makes you happiest. The back of the beard is pretty unlikely to be seen. So if you just want to do a bit of a zigzag maneuver and get your yarn, you could even do a knot and call it good. And trim that off. And so now we've got a nice rounded edge for our piece.